You know what I'm trying to do? These fellas that have been harassing you for a year and a half, I think we got the dope on them once and for all on a conspiracy to riot.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Attorney General goes along with us, I think we'll expose the Rennie Davises, we'll expose the Tatans, we'll expose the Rubens, we'll expose the Shebagans, we'll expose the whole goddamn outfit on that mobilization for peace in Vietnam. And we'll also include some of McCarthy's friends.
Yeah.
And the fellow himself, because if it were ever a planned thing on all these incidents affecting you, and you moved around this country, this is it.
Yeah.
And they had the whole thing set for Johnson on Tuesday and Johnson on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we got the raw steel, but I think we're coming out. I don't think they're fooling the American people.
Well, I believe that that there's been a great revulsion in the country as a result of your calling their hand, and I think the country is for the first time, has seen what the network's been doing and what
they did a good job on you.
What these revolutionaries been doing. Now, did you see the story yesterday? They're trying to cover it up now, but they violated a bunch of laws. They had hidden microphones in the platform committee.
Our whole town was bugged, including my rooms and everything else. Everyone.
Well, that's just disgraceful. They ought to indict some folks on that. I told him last night that they ought to do that.
I don't think there's any doubt but what they should, Mr.
I noticed CBS was down in Dallas, and they went to the same post office box that Oswald had, and they rented a box down there, and this goddamn cockeyed crowd, and they wrote a letter to outfit up in Chicago trying to get a gun, and they were going to prove that you could mail order guns, what all you could do, and they caught them in that, and they've exposed that now. It hadn't been in the paper. I think it ought to be, but CBS, there's a conspiracy between the two of them. I think you got some pinks operating both outfits.
I think you're right, and I think it's in the whole medium of communication, and I think they did a savage job on you and an unfair job. They've been doing it for the last year and a half, but if the Attorney General will only stand up, we will turn up with a conspiracy and show and reveal it with documentation and with evidence and fact. We don't want to go after anyone on a witch hunt, but gosh darn it, Mr. President, I think these people should be exposed to the entire nation and show what you've been up against for the last year and a half when you go about this country. Organized behind it, Tommy, they tell me that this guy Dillinger talked here on Tuesday, and they broadcast it into Miami from Havana on Wednesday. We're trying to get that through the U.S. Information Office, the broadcast. Well, this has happened. Now, all of these guys who were leader out here, contrary to the government, were in Hanoi. Now, by God, if this is going to exist in our country, then I'm going to fight the damn thing whether I ever hold office or go out of this.
Well, haven't you had a pretty good reaction out there?
We got a terrific reaction. We published and I'm going to send you a copy of it, a strategy of confrontation, and we published it last night, in which it documents dates going back to November '67, what they said they were going to do to Chicago.
Dick, have you got any pictures of this crowd that they didn't use that you can show? That here's what they were chanting and here's what they were saying.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't use them.
Isn't it an amazing thing, Mr. President? No medium carried a picture when they had them of them lowering the American flag and burning it. And you see what happened there. Some of our fellows that are policemen have sons in Vietnam. Some of them lost their boys. So anyone with any American blood, when he saw that, they went in, and goddamn it, I'd stand behind them until the end, and they whacked the hell out of them and raised the Viet Cong flag. Our fellows tore it down and raised the American flag, but there wasn't a picture any place shown. We're going to show that. And in one picture, they presented police brutality. The policeman was hitting the fellow with a baton, and the fellow was biting his leg. He bit a big chunk of flesh out of the poor policeman's leg. The fellow went to the hospital. This was brutality. Another one, a girl and a boy injured, and the father called me up personally. God damn it, Mary, he said, what kind of people we got? Your police saved my daughter and my son from being killed by a window pane that was broken in by these terrorists. they weren't hippies. They weren't in this crowd. And for them to print pictures that this is another example of police brutality is the most shocking thing to me. I've telegrammed, I've called them, and he said, God damn it, they better retract it. So we've got to think, if we just get a little help from our friend down there, and he doesn't get too...
Well, he doesn't see this as you and I see it, and I just worked on him a long time last night and told him
He
I
doesn't
want...
see it the way his daddy would see it.
No, not at all, not at all.